everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I am going to be trying on a full face of Sephora collection makeup. So Sephora collection makeup is like their branding of makeup that they sell in their store. I personally envision it as like a little bit better than drugstore. That's how I interpret it, but I don't know exactly if that's what it is, whether the formulation is better than drugstore brands or not, but it is priced a little bit more reasonably than some of the other brands that Sephora carries. So recently they had their sale. I think they do it twice a year, so a semi-annual sale. And in the sale, everything Sephora collection was 30% off. And I'm like, let me buy a full face of Sephora collection makeup just to try it out and see whether or not I'm missing out on anything amazing. Now, I do have some experience with Sephora collection makeup because back in the day, the very first subscription box that I ever had was a Play by Sephora subscription, which no longer exists, but basically was a sample size subscription. And in a lot of their boxes, they would end up having a Sephora branded product, which honestly at the time, it was at like a $10 or $15 box. I felt like they could have put a full size versus a sample size of the Sephora collection in there. So I'll be honest, I wasn't usually excited to get the Sephora collection makeup, but I do have some experience with it and just was in the mood to play around with makeup. And with that, welcome back to all the SubBox lovers out there. Welcome if you're new. My name is Katrina, and on my channel, usually I unbox lots of different subscription boxes. However, I do like to throw in some different videos, and so today is a makeup video, a try-on video. I do unbox lots of beauty and makeup subscriptions on my channel, so if that's something you're interested, definitely check them out. And if you like this video and you want to see more of these makeup try-on videos, definitely give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on future uploads, and let's dive in. I am so happy that you're here hanging out with me today, trying on all this makeup. I think I have 11 different products to try today. Basically, I've gone one for my regular routine and just gotten the Sephora collection version of each product. So there's 11 different products. I will link them all down below in case you want to try them out yourself. Now, I clearly am barefaced right now. This is going to be a try-on video, and I do like to preface my try-on videos by saying that I am not a beauty guru, I am not an MUA, I'm just a normal, regular human being trying on makeup, so it's not gonna be professional or perfect, but hopefully it will be fun. Now, I did already moisturize and prime my face for the first piece of makeup, which is the Sephora Collection 10-Hour Wear Perfection Foundation. I got mine in the shade 03 Pearl, and it's a very light shade. Now, I might have gone a little too on the white end for me here, but it's always a little bit hard to pick your shade online. This is for fair skin with pink undertones, which does describe my skin. It does have a cute little pump. It's like different than a normal pump that I'm used to. Now I am going to go in with a beauty sponge and my regular brushes that I normally use, and I'm gonna pull my hair back with my little bunny ears. So I am gonna talk a little bit about the formula for each of these just to see if they do what they say they're gonna do. So for this foundation, and they do have two different foundations, I believe. So this is the 10-Hour Perfection Foundation. This is a weightless foundation with medium buildable coverage that blurs imperfection and conceals blemishes with a smooth, natural finish. So it's a medium coverage, natural finish foundation. I didn't get a concealer only because, I'll be honest, I normally don't use concealer unless I have a really problematic acne, but I'm hoping that the foundation will cover all my little stuff on my face today, so we're gonna see. Now, I don't know how much is too much, but I normally just put some on my hand and then I dot it around my face, kind of blend it in, and then finish it with the Beauty Blender. So let's dive in. I think I'm gonna be really pale today. I did get a bronzer, so I'm hopeful that oh yeah, this is probably, I'm gonna be paper white. Oh my gosh, okay. Note to self, this is, I probably needed to go up to what was this, fair? I don't know. I did get a bronzer, but I didn't get a super dark bronzer, so we're gonna have to see. I'm hoping that once this blends in, it will kind of work with my skin a little bit better, because this is sheet white. It does feel really nice on the skin, I will say that. Now, I know that I look insane. This is just the way I do my makeup. Like I said, I'm not a beauty guru, not an MUA. This is just the way that I do makeup. Let's see how it blends. I am using a brand new sponge, so I feel like that's gonna just soak up more of the product than it normally would, but I just always like to go in when I'm trying a new foundation with a new sponge. Okay, well, it's not my shade. It's very pale on me. I might be able to fix it with some of the other things that we have going on. I don't hate the way that it applied. It definitely has more of the natural finish. I tend to like a little bit stronger of a finish. Like I do like it to cover a little bit more, but I am using a brand new sponge, and so I could go in with a second layer, but I think because this is not my right shade, if I go in with a second layer, it's gonna actually make me look more white, whereas right now you get a little bit of more of my natural color going through. So I think I'm gonna leave it at that, but I do like the way that it wears, and it is oil free. I'm curious to see like how it works like throughout the rest of the day, because if I do like the formula, I will go back and buy this in another shade because I am on the hunt for a good foundation. I do have oily skin for reference. I don't hate it. I don't love it. That's probably because it's not my shade, and I just need to pick a different shade because it's fair skin with pink undertones. I probably should have done light skin with pink undertones, though they may have been out of stock when I don't really remember. But for a $20 foundation, I don't hate the way that it applied. I just needed to pick my right shade. All right, up next, I like to set my face. So I got their translucent loose setting powder. Apparently this is a translucent and universal loose setting powder that blurs skin texture and sets your makeup for a soft, natural focus. And it will help mattify the skin, which personally, I like a matte skin look just because I'm oily, and throughout the day, I will automatically get kind of shiny. Now this is, while it's translucent, this does have a bit of a tint to it, and I'm kind of hoping that maybe it will give me a little bit of color back into my face. I'm probably just telling myself that, but I don't know if you can tell that it's like a little bit yellow, like there is a tone to it. So I'm hoping that maybe this will just like put a little bit more color back into my face. So I just like to pat some out into the lid and then just apply with a brush. So we'll see what this does. How are you guys doing today? When I'm filming this, oh, I probably should have mentioned this earlier. This is a pre-film, and so I'm getting my hair done tonight. So you've probably seen videos out of me already with my new hair, like where this is no longer, where it's blonde here again. So just FYI, my hair didn't revert back. It's just, I had a hair appointment and I just had to pre-film this. This smells like food. Like, I don't know what, but it smells like pantry. I don't know how to describe it other than it smells like pantry to me. I do think that this is helping mattify the look. I'm not sure it's adding any color to my face, so that's fun because I really wanted it to. But I do feel like it set it in place. Maybe it smells like a spice, like a light spice, but it's giving me pantry smell vibes. That being said, I don't mind it, and I do like the way that it looks on my skin. It's obviously really hard to tell because I do think it put a tiny bit of a yellow hue on top of the really pale nothingness that was there before. In real life, I don't actually like the way that this looks, but I also got the wrong shade, so I'm just gonna have to deal with it. I probably should have bought more than one shade, but here we are. I don't think it's that bad. I do think I will get a lot of use out of this. I love a good setting powder. I double set usually, but I'm only doing one set today. Now let's see if we can get some color back in my face. So I got their Sephora Bronzed Soft Matte Bronzer Powder, which retails for $18. I got mine in the shade 01 Sicily, which is the fair toned bronzer. This is probably not gonna add a lot of color to my face, but that might be good because I might be able to add it in some other areas without being too obvious. I just went for the pale stuff because normally I'm on the paler end of things, but obviously some lines tailor more to pale skin than others, and you just never really know. So I feel like this will still look good. This will be kind of like a natural bronzer. I'm gonna use it kind of like a contour, I think, and see how that goes. Ooh, that is kind of orange, but we're gonna make it work. I actually really love the way the bronzer looks. It's a tiny bit orange, but I think the only reason why it's looking orange is because the base of my face is so white and has like not a lot of pigment just because it's a lighter shade than mine. But I do feel like that added like a cheekbone and just added a little bit of oomph to it. So I like it. So this I think is probably my favorite thing so far because it's making me look a little bit more alive right now, and I do like the way that it looks on my cheeks. It's very natural on me. I obviously could have gone up a shade if I wanted it to be a little bit more intense, but for an everyday bronzer, I think this is one that I can definitely get some use out of. It did say that this is a creamy bronzer with a buildable soft matte finish. Now, I'm not sure, creamy is a weird way to describe a powder bronzer. This is not creamy in any sense of the imagination, so I will say that. It looks really nice on. Maybe it looks like a cream bronzer, but there's nothing creamy about that powdered bronzer. Okay, up next we have their Soft Matte Perfection Blush Duo. I got mine in Peach Blossom, which is this here. Now I'm probably gonna stay more to the lighter side of that pan. But we shall see. Oh, this is so fun. It's like so spring. Like I said, I took, well, it would have been last week. The week I'm filming it's this week, but when this is going, it would have been last week off of work, just to like reset my life, get my life together, and just like practice for retirement, even though I'm nowhere close. But yeah, okay, let's see what this looks like. I'm hoping that I won't look like a clown when I put this on. Now, I tend to put my blush kind of in line with a bronzer and not so much on my cheek. I like the more like chiseled look. Ooh, that's actually kind of pretty. I do see it, and I'm gonna add a little bit to the apples of my cheek just to kind of get more color in my face if I can. I think it's pretty. I don't know if it like you can see a ton of it. Like I'm not sure how obvious it is, but I personally don't. I like a more subtle blush look. Like I'm not into like a lot of blush, so I actually really like that, and it ties in with the bronzer well. Now I only did the light shade. I could go in there with the darker shade, but I just feel like today's look is just a little bit lighter. Because I made it look really pale. But I feel like, honestly, now that I see it on my face and I keep looking in the viewfinder, I feel like it is different than my neck. And I purposely did not put foundation on my neck because I want to be able to see the difference between my natural shade and that shade. But I actually feel like it's not that far off now that I've kind of got some other powder on it. It could also be, I just realized this, it could also be because it could be oxidizing. I don't know whether or not their foundation oxidizes. If you've used this before, let me know, or let us know down in the comments below. Do you know if this foundation oxidizes? Because that could be it too. Or it could just be because I've started to add the things to it, but I am starting to look less like ghost me and more like real me. So the blush says that it is a modern powder blush with a creamy buildable texture and a soft matte finish. I'm not sure what a modern blush is, and they keep describing these as creamy, and I don't really know, like, I know it's not a cream product, but I've never really described a powdered product as being creamy unless it has a creamy feel to it. And this just doesn't like have it's a soft satin feel, I might say, like when I touch my finger to it, but there's nothing creamy about it. So I'm really confused why they're using that word, because even the way it, like nothing about it says creamy to me. Is it smoothing and blurring and like beautiful? Yes. Creamy? I don't know. I don't think so. All right, up next we have some highlighter. I went with a really pale shade of this. I probably should have gone one like shade up. This is their Golden Hour Highlighter Duo. I got mine in Full Moon, which has an opalescent gold sheen and platinum shimmer. I probably should have gone to, there was one other one, I think it was the Daybreak, that has more of like a pinky colors to it. That's probably what I should have done. Now, are both of these, yes, both of these are powders. Ooh, they're both really pretty, but I think I'm gonna go for the side one. This one right here is just a little bit more sparkly, and I'm just wanting sparkly right now. Ooh, that is shimmery and gorgeous. I will say that it is white, and so is it giving me a little bit of a white cast? I think so. It's super shimmery, and on camera I feel like it's showing up really well. I feel like in real life it looks a little, oh, that is a okay. I'm gonna go buy this in some of the other shades because this is stunning. The way that it glimmers and gleams on the cheek is stunning. It might be a little too white for me or for certain looks, but I feel like that Daybreak one would be perfect because it has a little bit more of that pink to it. This is still stunning, don't get me wrong. It's just that I don't think that everybody can pull off the white, and even I, who am super pale, I feel like it looks a little too white, but like you see the highlight, like it's there. Like that is a very beautiful highlight, and I love that it's like blinging in your face, but it's not too harsh. It still has this like natural softness to the way that it is. Okay, this is the favorite product right now. I really, really love, and I did go with the more shimmery side of it, and for $18, I feel like that's not bad to get a duo highlighter for that. Okay, Sephora, that is stunning. It does say that the finish ranges from a soft luminous glow to an amped up shine, and I feel like the soft luminous glow was probably on this side, and I did the amped up glow, and I'm here for the amped up glow, but I do really love this. Up next, we're gonna jump into eyes, and I got one of their palettes. This is their Color Shifter Mini Eyeshadow Palettes, and I got mine in Unlimited Mauve. This is limited edition, is currently out of stock when I'm filming this, but they have some other palettes as well. There was one that I really wanted that was out of stock when I signed up, but this is it. beautiful. It does have a nice mirror here that I think is, yeah, it is removable. And you've got these beautiful shades here as well as the topper, and I cannot wait to play around with these. I don't think it gives me shade names on here. You can recycle this once you're finished with it, which is really nice too. I love that they have recyclable packaging. I'm gonna start with this shade right here, and I'm gonna put that all over my crease and probably work it into my lid a little bit as well, kind of as the base color. All right, so there it is there. It's a very kind of like light shade, like it's nothing crazy. If you want like a very basic natural type of mauve look, you could just use this shade. But that's not what we're doing today, but I do think it's a really pretty shade on its own. We're now gonna go into this deep shade here and deepen the crease with that. All right, deepen the crease. I will say I don't mind the formula. They're not like the most pigmented. Like I would have expected that to look a little bit deeper on the lids, but if you're going for a more like neutral, natural look, then that's absolutely not a problem. But they tend to be not, I don't want to say muted, but they're not as like, as far as like pigment goes. I mean, this is more of a purpley mauve palette, and purples are like one of the harder shades to perfect. That being said, I still think it's really pretty. Now we do have a topper shade, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this pretty shimmer shade here and work that from the inner corner into the center of the lid. That is really pretty. This is definitely just looking like a purple look. I'm not really sure how the topper is gonna work, so I'm gonna take it with my finger and just put it into the center of the lid. Ooh, it's like a really pink to gold reflect. I'm curious, like, what's that gonna look like on this? Because this is more of a purple look, and the pink with gold, I don't really know. Ooh, actually, I think it's actually pretty. I don't know. Let's put more on. Ooh, the topper's really pretty. I don't know if I like the pink and gold with all the mauve colors. I'll be honest, I do. It's not bad. It's just, to make it a more cohesive look, that could have been maybe a different shade in there. That being said, I do think it's really pretty, and I'm gonna stop the look here, or the eye part of it. But I do think it's pretty. Is it my favorite? I probably would have gone without the topper, if I'm honest. Only because it's bringing in like really like warm toned shades because of that gold, and even the pink is warm toned where the rest of the look was kind of cool toned. So I think I would have left off the topper. The topper is really pretty. And the eyeshadows are okay. Like, it's okay. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing crazy. There was one, it was the Infinite Nude palette, and that one, like, that was sold out. That's the one that I wanted to get, but I'm still happy with this one, and I think that the look turned out fine. For a $10 palette, honestly, I'm not complaining. That's a very reasonable price, and for $10, I feel like it performed well. Now, it does say that this is a collection of highly pigmented mini eyeshadow palettes. For all, there's like 4 different palettes as part of this. I would question the highly pigmented. I'd say like mediocre pigmented is how I would describe it. Like, it's not bad, it's not amazing. For a $10 palette, it's probably pretty highly pigmented, but again, like I said, could do better. I do feel like had I got that other palette, which is more like an everyday type look, I would have used that to like, I would have hit pan, you know what I mean? Like that would have been one that I just would have used and used and used. This one I'll definitely still use, but mauve is not like my everyday, like I don't wear this to work or things like that. That's in a more corporate setting. So I do like it. I won't wear it all the time. Okay, I'm just like I'm like, this look is coming together. When we first put that foundation on earlier, I was like, ooh, okay, I'm gonna look like a piece of paper. And I'm starting to look like, I feel like it's coming together. Now, y'all know, if you've watched my channel, that my signature thing is my winged line. So up next we have some liner. This is their Fine Line Waterproof Felt Tip Liquid Eyeliner, which retails for $14, and I got mine in the shade black. So I went for a felt tip. This is a really fine line. Now I'll be honest, I placed this order at like 9:30 at night when I was supposed to be asleep, and I'd already like turned the lights out, gone to bed, and then I'm like, oh, Sephora sale, let me go see what they have. And so I was like on my phone doing this, and by the time that I got to eyeliner, I was kind of like, whatever, just whatever felt tip I can find. Normally, I would want something that's a lot thicker than this. I don't normally go for a dainty line. That being said, I'm excited to try it out since it's not what I normally do. Now this is waterproof. It's an ultra thin felt tip liner, creating precise, long-lasting lines. So let's see how this goes. I'm gonna need to concentrate on this because it's a lot harder. I don't know, I find it harder with smaller ones than I do with bigger ones as far as the felt tip is concerned, just because I do a fairly large wing. So today the wing might just be a little bit smaller. All right. right, I actually am pleasantly surprised with the way that turned out. Working with that thinner felt tip liner actually was not as hard as I thought that it was going to be. I will say this is not as black as I want. Like, I want this to be like soul-sucking black. Like, I want this to be so black. They call it ultra black. I'd say it's like meh black. Like, it's there and it's black, but like over on top of like the shadow, it just looks a little bit more gray and not as like pure black as I would like. In the wing, it definitely looks more black, but I have liners that work much better. Obviously, they're probably like double the price. This one's $14. But that being said, for $14, like, I'm not mad at what it did. I actually really like the way that the wings turned out, and even though they're sisters, not twins, I still think they're passable, and so I'm happy. I might have to try and play around with like a smaller felt tip. My favorite liquid liner tends to like, it has a long tip, and this one, I'm like having to work with a shorter, skinnier tip is just a little bit weird, but I do like the way that it worked. All right, up next we have the Sephora Lash Craft mascara. This is a lengthening and volumizing mascara. This retails for $12. Now, I think I've tried this before many moons ago because I think I got a sample of this in one of those Play by Sephora subscriptions. I feel like I've tried this. And it just has just a floofy like wand. I think it's kind of flat on the sides and like really fluffy on the other part of it. So let's give this a go and see how it is. I don't remember if I liked it. Like, I feel like I like this. Like, I feel like people like this. They have a lot of different mascaras in their line, but I do tend, like, a lengthening and volumizing mascara tends to be what I like. These are like not synthetic bristles. So let's see how it goes. Okay, not my favorite. It's not bad, and the way that it looks actually is quite pretty. It's not super black. Maybe if I like went in on like a second layer with this, I feel like this might be one of those mascaras that needs a second layer, but then I feel like I go in and it doesn't look any different if I even try to apply a second layer to it. It is lengthening, it's wispy, it's natural, I would say it's more on the natural side. Like, if you're somebody who likes a very natural, very light mascara, I feel like this one is for you. It's not black enough for me. Like, I would want it to be a little bit blacker than the way that it is. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, like, it's pretty, like, it's making my lashes very wispy and nice and natural. And honestly, for $12, it's a really great price for a mascara. But I also feel like there are cheaper drugstore mascaras that are so good that I don't really know if this one's worth it. Like, it's definitely pretty, but is it pretty enough for a Sephora collection? You know what I mean? Like, you could just get like a regular drugstore version. I don't know, have you tried this before? Like, I feel like a lot of people do like this Lash Craft one. It's definitely not bad. I didn't like the way it applied. It did kind of like tug at my lashes a little bit when I was applying it. Not a fan of that. I'm gonna be honest, really am not a fan. If it tugs at my lashes, I'm like, ugh. So it did do that a little bit for me. I don't know, let me know. Have you tried this? What do you think? Now we are on to brows. I'm actually really excited to try their brow product. So this is their retractable brow pencil. This is waterproof and retails for $12. I got mine in shade 1.25 neutral gray brown, which I feel like is my right shade, particularly right now where like I said, my natural roots are coming through. By the time this video's up, my roots will not be this color anymore, but I do like a neutral gray brown. That's usually what works best for me. So it's just like just a regular brow pencil, and then on the other side it does have a little wand. Now, I did get a gel, so I'm not going to use the wand on the back of this because the gel that I will use after this does have a wand. All right, let's fill in these brows. What is your like favorite thing to do like when you're home to relax? Like, as far as like getting your home in order. Like, this week I've organized so many things. I went through my closet. I got rid of a lot of clothes. I did go and buy some new clothes, but it was because there were some areas that I just needed like new work blouses and new workout shirts. So I just went to TJ Maxx and picked up a couple things. Would you want to see? I have bought a few things this month. Would you guys want to see a haul? Ooh, I am liking the way that this applies. It's like soft. It doesn't hurt the brow or anything. It's not harsh or hard on the brow. I know I just changed subjects, but would you like to see that? And then also, yeah, what's like your thing? Like, I also like deep cleaned my kitchen. I don't know, what's your go-to like spring cleaning thing? I would love to hear that down in the comments below. This is super creamy. I think the shade is honestly spot on, particularly when my roots are grown out. I think it's really creamy. It works really well. It might be creamier than some of the other ones that I'm used to, so I'm curious to see like how it will last through the day. But on initial impression, honestly, I really like this. And honestly, this is something I might consider repurchasing because right now I'm a little bougie with my brow. my brow pencil products, and honestly for $12 this is doing the job, so probably need to stick to more of stuff like this. And I will say they had tons of different shades for the brow things, so they hopefully would have your shade. Up next we're gonna set my brows with the Shape and Set Clear Eyebrow Gel, which also retails for $12. Now this has a very interesting like wand. It does say that it sets for 24 hours. Now it's like there's a brush on one side and not on the other side, if you can tell, which is just really weird to me. I'm used to like having one that's like all the way around, so I'm not quite sure like how I'm supposed to use this, but we're just gonna go in and try our best. Okay. I don't dislike it. It's very different from what I'm used to. It is very liquid. Like my brows feel like wet right now, and I don't know if it's just because I got a lot of product on the wand, but I don't dislike it. Once it dries down, I'm curious to see if it's gonna get like, ooh, crunchy. I might have put too much product on. Something tells me my brows are about to be crunchy from that. I can't really tell. They're gonna have to dry down first. So let's put on a lip and then come back to talk about the brows. All right, so I got the Cream Lip Stain Liquid Lipstick. They have tons of colors of this as well. Now this is $15. I got mine in the shade 119 Bubble Bath. First of all, I love a mauve pink, and then when I saw the name Bubble Bath, I'm like, I have to have it, because y'all know like Bubble Bath's bath subscriptions are like some of my favorite. Like I love a good bath bomb, and so I'm like, okay, Bubble Bath, that's exactly what this is meant for me. And I just feel like the shade will look so pretty. I feel like I have tried this before, like one of these before, either in one of the minis from that Play by Sephora subscription years ago. I don't know. Obviously they haven't had that subscription in years. I wish they'd bring a subscription back. I'm not gonna lie, because that would be kind of fun. So let's see. Oh, it smells really cakey. I do remember that. Just a regular doe foot applicator. So let's put this on. Ooh, the shade is stunning. I will say I did put it on my lips when my lips were a little dry. And this I think is about to dry down. Well, it's a cream. I do feel like it is making my lips have a lot of creases and crevices for a cream. Like, not butthole lip, but it's kind of getting there, you know what I mean? That being said, the color is stunning. It's matte. It is showing like all the wrinkle lines in my lips though, I will say. So it's not gonna like blur out your lips or anything, but I think that with this look looks really pretty. And for a matte, like it's not uncomfortable, like it's very comfortable, probably because it's a cream lip stain. I think it's very, very pretty. It smells really, really good. And again, I feel like I've used this before, but it is kind of drying. Like it's not, it's comfortable, but it's drying, if I would, and I don't know if that's just because my lips were dry when I put this on. I don't know. Okay, let's feel, are my brows getting crunchy? Okay, my brows are like tacky. They're not going anywhere though. They feel like they've been like laminated, like they're stuck together. If you touch the brow, it doesn't feel that great, but I genuinely feel like it's gonna last a really long time. I do like a more like lightweight, like I love the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel because it holds things in place, but it's not crunchy and heavy. This is a little bit, it doesn't feel crunchy, but it does feel a little heavy. The brow gel is what I will say. But this is the final look, y'all. Let's take these ears off. Let's get some hair down. What do we think? I actually am pleasantly surprised with the way that the look turned out. I have to say that my favorite products were the highlighter and the brow pencil. I mean, there's nothing here that I did not like. I'd say these two are my favorite just because I feel like I will get a lot of use out of these. I'll get a lot of use out of everything. Now the foundation is not necessarily my shade, but I will say that now that I've put all that on, like I feel like is it my shade? Like maybe I'm that in denial about how pale I am. I mean, I know I'm pale, but at first I felt like that was a lot. So I would say this may oxidize. This foundation may oxidize. I could be wrong. I also really did love the bronzer. Like there was nothing here that I did not like. And I'd say for the prices, there's actually some pretty decent stuff out there. I will say I probably would not repurchase the foundation because I feel like I'm seeing a lot of my blemishes still on my face. Like it didn't really give me a lot of coverage, and I probably would have preferred something with a little bit more coverage. I know that I could have built it up, but at the same time, this was maybe not my right shade. So that might be the one thing I wouldn't, and I would not repurchase the mascara, I don't think. Everything else I think is is good. Like I said, don't really dislike anything, but I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. What did you think of the Sephora collection products I tried? I just picked one in every category, but there was like multiple different bronzers or multiple different things that you could have chosen from, like lip products or whatever. So this is by no means everything in their collection. If there are things that I did not try out that you really love from the Sephora collection, definitely let me know those things down in the comments below. And if you tried any of the stuff that I've tried today, do you agree? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? I would love to hear your thoughts below on that as well. If you like these makeup try-on videos, full collection makeup try-on videos, I don't know, full face-up videos, let me know down in the comments below. Maybe I can incorporate some more of these onto my channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on future uploads. And I'll see you in my next video.